This is Voices of My Brothers, Sisters, and People. Now, I know you've heard me be one of the leading voices in this show for some time now, but the premise of the show is to highlight the voices of other people. So, during certain periods, I'm going to promote other voices to lead the energy of the show. Today is one of those episodes. Enjoy.
When someone allows you the space to help with something that they've worked very hard on, it is your responsibility to take very good care of it. I hope that I've done that during my short time here at this podcast. This is round 2 of what I like to call the Friends and Family Podcast. This is your host, Jay Boyd. Thank you for listening. And this week we got Ron. Ron, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell what brings you to the podcast.
All right. Well, I promise I won't tell no stories about young Mr. Lewis. I've known him for a long time, so definitely a nice young man. I'm very proud of him. My name is Ron Brown. I am the owner of RTB Cigars. RTB is my initials, Ronald Thomas Brown II. So I started my own cigar line back in 2015. It was under a different name back at that time. And recently I teamed up with a gentleman by the name of Dr. Gabby Caffey. And he is a true honest to God doctor. He is an awesome individual. And he and I call him my mentor. He kind of directs me and I bounce questions and things off of him. But the cool thing about our relationship is he leaves it to me to make my own decisions about my company. It's not like he's guiding my company. Like, I make the decisions, and if I make a stupid move, he just kind of says, I wouldn't do that, but go ahead and do it if you feel strongly about it. So anyways, rebranded with him, went under the name RTB because trademark infringement. We didn't want to have any issues with trademarks and stuff like that. Nobody wants to get sued, right?
No doubt on that.
Yeah, so, it was like, hey, who wants to be a SOB, put his own name on a cigar? So, I'm glad that we're doing this interview. So I'm able to get that done and, tell everybody about what's going on, man. And I'm glad Lewis, was able to make this happen. And, great meeting you, Jay.
You as well. So you explained kind of how the company came together, but just talk about like your product a little bit. How many different cigars do you have? Where can people find them?
Okay.
How did you come up with the idea in the beginning?
Okay, so let's start with how I came up with having my own cigar, right? So I used to be a police officer. I wrecked my patrol car in pursuit of suspected intoxicated driver, but he was intoxicated. So during this pursuit, I flipped my patrol car 4 times in a cartwheel motion. I hit the curb, a telephone pole, a tree, cut a gas line, and landed wheels first on the side of a house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so when this was all over, I ended up breaking 4 ribs and my scapula. And for those that don't know much about medical stuff, because I didn't know when they told me I broke it. And it's where all your nerves go through your shoulder. So I pretty much crushed that area. So it's kind of pinching the nerves, so to speak. Anyway, long story short, got to the hospital. They broke a 5th rib for me, putting it in a chest tube, because they was like, hey, we got to put this chest tube in. Yeah. When you go to the hospital, they say, what's your pain level? From 1 to 10. I was like, come here, doc. Let me tell you. Really, I want to show you. I want to reach out and show you exactly how I feel. I don't want you to guess this one, And the funny thing is, the guy that was in there when I was in the hospital, went to the academy with, he goes, Brown, no! I was like, come here. Let me talk to you.
Yeah, he
so
needs
anyway,
to feel this.
Yeah, you know what? You don't understand my pain until you can feel what I'm going through. I want you to feel it. So anyway, as I'm rehabbing through this, I spend more time at a cigar lounge. You know, that's why I pretty much rehab. You know, I go out, I hung out there all day, you know, get dropped off in the morning, picked up in the afternoon, smoke cigars all day and do nothing, you know. And then I was sitting there looking, I'm like, you know, it'd be nice to have my own cigar. Why Jay-Z got to be the only one with his own cigar that's a musician that I know of? It's like, you know, I could be an artist and have my own cigar. And that started it, man. You know, the guys in there laughed at the time. They were like, man, come on, man. Come on. You ain't going to do that. Yeah, I am. So, you know, 8 years of research, and 8 years after that, I launched. I don't even know if it was 8 years. It was 4 years. It was like 4.5, 5 years after I said that, because my accident was in 2011, and then I launched in 2015. So it was like 4 years after that, I was up and moving.
How hard was it to bring that vision into fruition and actually build that company?
There are a lot of nice people out there in the world today that say they do certain things that they don't particularly do. One is being a master blender when it comes to blending a cigar. A cigar is made of a binder, a wrapper, a filler. You know, and those are that's the makeup of a cigar. And it starts with the filler. Then you get the binder that holds the filler together. Then you got the wrapper that goes outside of that. All of that makes up the flavor of the cigar. So I went through three blenders, 3 quote unquote master blenders. Wow. And I'm now on number 4, I believe. I think it's number 4 with Dr. Caffey. And I don't foresee any change as far as leaving to find another one, because I will not find another one as good as he is at what he does. We have a fantastic group of people in Honduras, Dunley, Honduras, and they make sure that the cigars are top notch, always ready, always smokable. And we handle everything there. We handle the boxes, we handle the graphic arts, we handle the cellophane that the cigars go in, we handle box making. I mean, we do everything. The bands that go on the cigar bands, we do all of that. So this way we can be in charge and make sure we have quality control over what takes place. We're never waiting on one thing. We're not waiting on somebody to ship us a box so we can put the cigars in. We're not waiting for people to ship us cellophane. So with that being said, down in Honduras, tobacco Caffey. Oh, I keep saying it wrong every time, and he's gonna shoot me for saying it wrong. I gotta make sure I say it right because I don't want to do it wrong. Let me say it right. Tabacalera G Caffey is the factory. Okay. Tabacalera Caffey. And I tell you what, man, these guys, I love that crew down there. There's a guy down there named Oscar. Oscar is the guy that makes sure that ship runs smooth. You know, Dr. Caffey definitely is the captain, but Oscar is he's the first mate that makes sure everything runs smooth in that factory down there. And very dedicated, very great group of people down there. Love them people, love them for what they do and how they make me look every day. Now, speaking on that, we have 2 blends at this time. There are more coming, but we came out with 2 to begin with because, number one, you come out with 5 and 6 blends, and then when you do that, you mess around and you confuse people sometimes. You know, it's like, what are we going to smoke? Well, I'm going to try this. Well, I don't like that. Let's try it. And then you end up really having sometimes a little bit of issue with being able to supply and demand, everything that's going on. So I wanted people to focus on 2 cigars at this point. One is a Connecticut blend called the Aria, and the other is a Maduro blend called the Finale. Now, as you notice, and some of you may notice, this is musical terms. I'm a musician. I started out playing saxophone, and from there I went to playing percussion. So the cigar, the name of the cigar is RTB Cigar Edition 83, because in 83 is when I started my musical journey on saxophone.
Oh, wow.
So And on the band, you'll see where there are musical notes, you'll see a saxophone player on one side, and then you look closer to the middle of the band, you'll see drumsticks on both sides of the band. So it kind of really displays my whole musical journey as far as going from saxophone to percussion. And you got musical notes, and I'll let you know now, no, it doesn't play a tune. You can play that if you want to. I can't guarantee you what it's going to sound like. So we're working on that. I may actually write something out and have it on there one day, but that'll be like an anniversary band, probably. That's a good idea. I like that idea.
So with the bands and the cellophane and all of that stuff, are you packing that in your house, or are you using a third-party company for that? How does that work?
Factory does it all.
Oh, okay, and then they're just sending that stuff to you.
It ships to me ready to go.
Oh, okay.
It ships to me with all of the tax stuff on it, as far as tobacco licensing and stuff that has to be on tobacco products. It ships to the United States ready to go.
Wow.
All I have to do is send it out to the lounges. And at this time, we are in 10 lounges. I'm waiting on something to take place, and we will literally be in even more. But as far as that's concerned, we got to be careful with this traveling right now. You got the COVID stuff. Nobody's trying to get on a plane and circulate spoiled air.
Yeah.
I have to get on there with a gas mask and be like, all right, I'll take this off when we get there.
You spoke on, or when I talked to you yesterday, you said that there were going to be a couple of spots in Concord that were going to pick up your cigars. So tell people where they can find your cigars.
Well, at this point, where you can pick them up right now is Monroe. If you're in North Carolina, or Charlotte, North Carolina area, it is Monroe Cigar Lounge, which is up in Monroe, which is a very, very nice spot up there. You will love that place. It's an old house. They called it the Magnolia House. It has different rooms, and every room has a theme. And man, it is a great place to relax and chill. If you want to go there, you can go there to read. You can go there to just sit and smoke. You can go there to play cards. I love going to that place. So it's a little bit of a drive, but it's worth every mile you take. You drive to get there. Then there's Aroma, etc. too, which is on Monroe Road here in Charlotte.
Okay.
Then there's also Stogie and Brews, which is in Indian Land. That's actually South Carolina, North Carolina border. But it's called Indian Land. It's Indian Land, called Stogies and Brews. Now, those are the three right now. Now, there are two. I can't really divulge their information right now because I'm waiting for them to pull the trigger. So I don't want to send people there and then be like, oh my gosh, you said it was here and it's not here. But there will be a major announcement when those two actually do come on board. There's actually three when they come on board, but with the COVID stuff, we got to be careful. Now, I will say, if you're in Texas, Attaché Lounge, they carry it. If you're in Charleston, South Carolina, Havana Cigars in Somerville, they carry it.
Oh, wow.
Then there's one in Florida, in Gulf Breeze, Florida. EJ's has it. EJ's Lounge, they have it there. That place is beautiful. When you walk out of there, you walk into the water. That place is so beautiful. I'm looking forward to going to see that place. Just amazing. Now there's also the Cigar Case. I'm gonna make sure I say it right because I don't want to mess that up. Because they literally just signed 2 days ago. It's in Greenwood, South Carolina. And I'm trying to look for the name. They just sent it to me, and I just posted it the other day. Sorry, my phone is doing some crazy things right now. Oh, there it is, called the Tobacco Case, and that's in Greenwood, South Carolina. They have it.
Cool.
They just signed on, which was really awesome. I'm really excited about that location. Man, she has some of the most amazing cigars in there you can find. It's a real honor for her to go ahead and bring me in down there and to be alongside a lot of the very special cigars that they carry nowadays. Um, Really cool deal. So very excited about that. I think I've covered everyone. Florida. Um, we're looking at going into the New York market, uh, New York, New Jersey market, and Pennsylvania, as well as San Diego. Waiting to pull a few things with San Diego. So that's going to be our next move. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, hopefully we can get you a few more. Go ahead and plug your information and let us know where we can find your cigars and how we can get in contact with you if we need to.
Well, right now you can contact me at rtbcigars@gmail.com. You can send if you have anything you would like to know as far as information, anything I can offer to you as far as product information, pricing sheets, and things of that nature. Now, I will say to do something like that, and I mean this should go without saying, but I want to make sure that people understand. You will have to have a tobacco license, a retail license. It's not one of those things where I can just sell out of the trunk of my car. Because that will get both of us, or mainly me, in trouble, and I don't want to be in trouble. Now, if you would like to purchase the cigar online, you can go to vsrcigarfam.com. That's V as in Victor, S as in Sam, R as in Rob, Fam, F as in Fabulous, A as in Adam, M as in Mary, cigar.com. So vsrcigarfam.com. And you can go on there and you can purchase RTB cigars all day long. They actually have a great selection of cigars on there. And they do everything from little value packs of like little 5-packs or little 4-packs up to the whole box. You can get the whole box. So it's not like you go in there, you got to buy an entire box. You can actually buy just a sample pack and try it out and see what you like. That way you get both the Connecticut and the Maduro.
Cool. Was there anything else you'd like to add? Maybe something I didn't ask you that you'd like to get in here?
No, I won't talk about Louis right now. Lewis right now, because see, I call him Louis. So that's why I've always called him Louis. But hey, proud of you guys. Thank you for letting me be on here. It's a great honor, be able to talk about the cigars and the road that I'm on right now. I will do this. Let me break down both cigars for those, because I know there's probably some people like, hey, can you break down a cigar? What's the binder, filler, wrapper? What is all of that? Because there's some people that really get into that. So let me go ahead and break that down right quick. So
Yeah,
when you're looking at the Connecticut blend, okay, the Connecticut blend is called the Aria, okay? That's Ecuador Connecticut Aria. It's cloud grown wrapper. It is a Honduran binder. And then the filler is Dominican, Honduran, and Nicaraguan. Okay, so pretty much that's going to give you a nice earthy taste. It's got a little bit of spice to it. And I did that on purpose just because I wanted the actual cigar to be able to stand up to a cup of coffee. So, sometimes when you're smoking a Connecticut blend cigar, it's like some filler you just picked up off the ground is what it tastes like. It's like some stuff they just picked up off the floor. And then there you go. That's what you're smoking. But this actually has a little bit of flavor. The burn is always going to be consistent. And that's the one thing we make sure is that burn is always consistent from start to finish. You're not going to have to pull out your poker unless you're poking it so that you can put it up to your lips and not burn your fingers. You're not going to have to poke a hole through it for ventilation purposes.
Cool.
So that's the Connecticut. Now, the finale. And well, one more thing about the aria. In a musical composition called the concerto, the first movement is normally called the aria. It's light but flavorful. which is why the Connecticut blend is called the Aria, because it has certain flavors and it's very light. It's not anything heavy. So we're going to move to the end of a concerto for the most part, and that's called the finale. Well, the finale it's where you get a little bit of everything. It's just like the bang for the buck. Boom, 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 boom. You get everything throughout. So this is more of a full body, medium to full body, depending on your palate, depending on how you smoke. The design behind this was not to be something that was so heavy that you have to go eat a porterhouse steak before you can actually smoke this. Right? The idea was that you could actually smoke this at any point in time. You could have a sandwich and then go smoke this. So with this in mind, it is full of flavors. You get a little bit of dark chocolate, a little bit of cocoa-ness to it. You get nice little, kind of coffee espresso type feel with it. And then if you do what's called a retrohale, where you blow through your nose, blow the smoke out through your nose. Side note, don't do that all at once. Don't blow all of it out, because you will burn your nasal cavity, and I'm not responsible for the things that happen. So that's my little disclaimer.
Great disclaimer.
Don't call me and say, Ron, you burnt my nasal cavity and I can't smell anything anymore. No, you will. In about 6 months, you'll be able to smell again. But that's not my fault.
Yeah.
You did it to yourself. There you go. So don't call me. So anyways, back to the cigar. So if you take that last little bit of smoke and you blow it through your nose, you get even different flavors. But here's the thing: when it comes to getting flavors from cigars, you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and I'm gonna get what I'm gonna get. It's what I'm used to. It's what I like. It's the flavors that I enjoy, or the flavors that I may or may not enjoy, that'll tell me, hey, I'm not gonna smoke this again. But the different flavors you get, it's all up to you and your palate and how you taste and how things taste to you. Everybody tastes things differently, which is why some people like strong coffee and some people don't like coffee at all. So the breakdown of this particular cigar is called the Finale. Okay, Nicaraguan Habano Maduro Finale. The wrapper is Nicaraguan Cuban seed Habano. The binder is Honduran. The filler is Honduran and Nicaraguan. Now,
okay,
all of these cigars, these two cigars, they only come in one size, and that's a 6 by 52. Okay, Toro. And I did this for a reason. One is because I didn't want to have 6 different sizes, because I could have done 3 different sizes per cigar. Okay. That's that whole thing of chasing what size is going to sell the most. And, this size may not sell, but then when you make this order, you got to order 1,000 of this, 1,000 of that, and 1,000 of this and that. You know what? Let's just do one size. And this way, it's the Toro size is the most complete size, is what I call it. It's the size where it has a perfect blend of the binder, the filler, and the wrapper. Because in order to get it larger, you have to add more filler. In order for it to be smaller, you have to take away the filler.
Oh, okay.
So let's make sure. What we did was I told him, I said, hey, let's make sure can we just do one size that is the perfect size? And most of the time when you see people who have cigar ratings and stuff like that, a lot of that is done from the Toro size. They smoke the Toro in order to give the cigar a certain rating.
Well, I really appreciate that breakdown at the end. That was real informational. That was a lot of information that I didn't have. I smoked a couple of cigars in my day, but I definitely didn't understand the breakdown of the cigars that I was smoking.
Yeah, I do what I can sometimes.
I really appreciate you coming on today. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it, man. And I'll try to make sure I'll be listening out for you guys, see what y'all got coming on next.